Well, hello everyone. I hope that you are all having a wonderful day. I am filming later in the evening than usual, so I hope the lighting situation isn't too weird. But that being said, let's press on. For once, I don't have a tea of the day because it's so late in the evening, but I did drink a whole bunch of Earl Grey earlier, so I guess that was my tea of the day. So this is going to be an update to my project pan. This is a rolling style project pan. If you've never seen one of these before, this is where I am trying to hit goals on my makeup, either to finish things or to use them a certain amount of times. And this month is an especially exciting month. It's the end of March, which means it's the end of the first quarter. So I have some seasonal things I've been working on. I'm going to update you on my progress on them and then roll in some different things for the spring. I'm very excited. I do have some empties. Shall I start there? Most definitely, the most exciting empty is my Kosas concealer. Yes, I finished it. I have been scraping this out all month and I can't really get anything out. There's probably a very itty bitty bit down there at the very bottom that if I used like an actual spatula, I could get out of there. But at this point, I do feel like it's starting to get a little bit old. It's not sitting under my eyes the same way it usually does. So having scraped the sides clean, I am ready to call this done. A concealer empty is a very exciting empty for me. I only have 1 or 2 of these per year. Yeah, so very exciting. I also finished off my lip balm. This is a mini of the Fresh Sugar Advanced Therapy Lip Balm. So all gone. These do go very quickly. That being said, I do still enjoy them. A friend bought a set of a bunch of these and gave me this one, so I was really happy to use it. It's been a long time since I had used one, but it went very quickly, probably less than 2 months. At the end of the video, I'll be rolling in something to replace this. And one more thing that I'm ready to call empty. So this is the lip gloss that I've been working on. I'm all the way down at the very end, and you can see there is a little bit still kind of clinging to the sides. There's actually less in there than you'd think. There's still a tiny bit on the end when I pull out the wand, but the reason why I have decided to call it empty is because I have been pretty sick the past month. I did have COVID and then I had just a regular cold. Like I'm just sick a lot this month. And now when I look at this gloss, because I did use it when I didn't realize I had COVID, I just see like a petri dish. So considering that it literally is almost empty, I'm gonna call it an empty, even though technically there's still a little bit left in there. I'm sorry if that drives you crazy. That's not quite empty, but I hope you understand that I don't want to put this on my mouth anymore, and I did almost finish it. So this is gone from the project. So now that I've talked about empties, let's talk about things that I have progress on in like the order I put them on my face, basically. So let's start with sunscreen. So I'm still working on this one. This is the Make Prem Light and Refreshing Sun Essence with Full Moisture. I always have to read the full names. I think it's so funny. This is the UV Defense Me Daily Sun Essence, SPF 50. And I have a really hard time figuring out where exactly I am. It has very opaque packaging and just a big air bubble in there, but it's pretty light at this point. I feel like it's probably down to here. I'm not really gonna mark it on the side just because I'm not sure, but I did weigh it. So I'll put up on the screen what the weight difference is. Next up for foundation, this is almost empty. I really wanted to finish this off in the month of March. I did not quite make that goal. And this is another one, I'm having a really hard time determining where exactly it is. It's mostly air at this point. I really do feel like there's just a little bit here in the bottom. I kind of have to squeeze it kind of hard to get anything out. So I know it's almost empty. Again, I'll put the weight difference on the screen. This is a goal for me to finish in the month of April. I'm very excited to finish off a foundation. Setting spray, I'm pretty happy with the difference. I was here last month and now I'm down to there. Actually, I've been wearing this makeup for a while. I want to put some more on. Oh, lovely, very refreshing. This is from Ciate London. This is the Watermelon Burst Setting Spray. I'm very happy with that progress. Probably 2 months, left on this. The brow gel I've been working on is the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I use the shade Neutral Brown. This is another one I have to weigh, so the weight difference will be on the screen. I literally have nothing to say about this. It doesn't seem to be drying out any. It's still the same way it's always been. Only thing I have to say about it is the same thing I always have to say, that brow gels just take me a really long time to use up. I've heard people say that theirs dries out in like 2 weeks. That has not been my case with my e.l.f. Wow Brow. Mine lasts a long time. Now we get to the bronzer. This is very exciting. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but Look it, guys. I have hit pan in my Makeup by Mario cream bronzers. This is what they call the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I have the shade Light. Last month I did not have pan yet, and look at that nice juicy pan. It's not even a little bitty one, it's a nice one. I did have someone tell me, I think you're gonna hit pan next month, because I was like, I don't know if I will be able to. Thank you for believing in me, because here we are. I'm very, very happy with this pan. I really wanted to hit pan by this month because this is one of the seasonal products that I will be rolling out and rolling something else in. I have enjoyed using this so much. I would happily continue to use it. I've just decided it's time to roll in something else just to get some use on some of my other products. But I think that the next time I decide it's time to use up a bronzer, that this will be the one I go for, just because it does seem to go fairly quickly. Oh my gosh, I think it's so pretty. I have been loving using it for the past 3 months. Highlighter, another seasonal item. So I've been working on my Phytosurgence highlighter, and I think last month I hit pan. Did I hit pan on this last month? I think I did. But this month I have definitely expanded the pan. You can see way more of the waffle pan than you could last time. So I'm really, really happy, honestly, with the progress on this one. This is one that has kind of been neglected in my collection. It's very much a winter shade for me since it is so light. So I was really, really glad to get some good use on it this winter. But I will be rolling this one out for the season and rolling something else in. The blushes I've been working on. So I've been working on both a cream blush and a powder blush. So the cream blush is this one from Ilia. This is the multi-stick in the shade At Last. My goal with both my cream and powders was to use them 30 times each, and I did not quite reach that goal. That seemed, I'm gonna have to like alter my goal, I think, for the next season, just because that was a bit too much. I did manage to hit 22 uses each, and I did have a very small weight difference for each one. I'll put up first of all, this one for Ilia. So there actually was a very, very slight mark I could make for the change in this one. I was so excited about it. That's where I was when I started 3 months ago after 22 uses. I used up a very small amount, but I was really, really happy that I could actually even make a mark because I didn't think I would be able to. So I am rolling that one out for the season. I'll be rolling in a different blush. This has been beautiful to use. I really enjoyed it. And as for the powder blush, I've been working on this one from Essence. This is the blush in the shade Befitting. My packaging finally broke. I know that, you know, this seems to happen to most people. I've got mine taped on. So in addition to 30 uses, my goal was to try and use up the embossing or the imprint, whatever it is on here. And it's not quite gone. You can still see a little bit, especially when I turn it to the side, but I can tell you it is much improved from when I rolled it in January. I think the weight difference on this one is so funny. I've used up 0.03 grams since I put it in January. So it is a measurable difference, but a very, very, very tiny amount. I did always use this in conjunction with the cream blush. I would basically set the cream blush with this one. So I wasn't using a ton of this at a time. So perhaps that's why the weight difference was so minuscule. But the 22 uses I got on this is way more than I would have if I hadn't put it in the project. So I'm very happy with that. Even though the packaging is really annoying, the actual blush is really pretty. Sometimes after using something so many times, I can get kind of tired of it, but I still enjoy this and the other one from Ilia too as well, so I would still recommend it. The lip liner I've been working on is this one from ColourPop. So this is the shade Ashton. It is a very cool toned, basically a lip contouring shade, and that's kind of how I use it. I don't really fill in my lips with it. I just barely use it on the outside of my lips, and it doesn't really go with every single color that I wear since it is so cool toned, but I have been enjoying it very much. Annoyingly, I couldn't make a new mark for this, which that surprised me. I thought for sure I had sharpened this. I had problems mismarking this last month too. I don't know what my deal is with marking on this lip pencil. Just know that I have been using it. Hopefully next month I will be able to actually have a mark to show you. Something that finally showed some progress was my lipstick that I'm working on. So this is from Wayne Goss. This is the Luxury Cream lipstick in the shade Lily. It's a very pretty pink. That's how much is left. I couldn't make a new mark last month, so that's like 2 months worth of usage right there. So even though I know using up a lipstick takes a long time, I'm still getting frustrated at how long it is taking to finish off this lipstick. I'm thinking I might have to change things up a little bit for rolling new things in. I will get to that, actually, my plan for how to use this up more once I talk about the things that I'm going to be rolling in for the season. But for now, just know I'm very happy to be able to make a new mark on this, and It is a pretty color. I have no problem wearing it. Now I do have two in the background kind of products that I don't mention every single month, but I will probably mention them here since it has been 3 months. These are products that like I say, I'm working on them in the background. I basically have them out on my vanity for whenever they match the outfit that I'm wearing, but I'm just not actively working on them like I am other products. One would be this gloss from Tower 28. In the past 3 months, I have made a little bit of a difference on this, so I'm happy with that. I'm thinking that probably this summer I will roll this in earnest to finish this off for the year. But in the meantime, I'm slowly chugging away on this one. Another one that I have working on in the background is this from Kaleidos. I'm actually wearing it on my lips today, and I absolutely love this. This is a discontinued lip product from them, which is an absolute shame because it's glorious. But I was able to make a new mark on this one as well. That's where I was. This is where I am now. Just, you know, a little bit of difference, but you know what? It all adds up. Let's talk about some eye products. So I'm working on this Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Au Naturel. So rolling it up. That is how much I have left, and I was able to make a new mark, a very small new mark, but a new mark nonetheless. So I'm very happy with that. So far in the 3 months I've been working on it, I have used it 23 times. So I will need to use it quite a bit more to be able to finish it this year, but I really like this product. It might be harder to finish it in the warmer months considering it's kind of more of a cool toned product, but here in the winter and the spring, it's still working out very well. So I'm happy to be working on it still. Another product I've been working on in the background, and therefore I don't mention it every time, is this palette of singles that I have pulled out. Basically, my goal for these is just to have them out on my vanity for whenever I reach for a single shadow and I just need something to throw into my crease. So I pulled out the oldest matte shades from my collection with, you know, different tones to go with whatever single I'm pulling. And I have been keeping track of how often I have used these. So the one I've used the most is this one. This is actually a Morphe shadow from one of the Jaclyn Hill palettes. And I've used this quite a bit before putting it in this project, but so far in this project, I've used it 12 times. There is a little bit of a dip, a very small dip. I was honestly hoping to have pan in this by the end of March. Obviously that did not happen. I was thinking maybe I should rearrange this palette, bring in some different ones, but no, I'm actually quite happy with this, so I think I'm gonna leave it the way it is. I'll just quick tell you uses so far on the rest of the shades. So Makeup Geek So Pale, I've used only 4 times. This is another Makeup Geek shade. This is Peach Smoothie. I haven't used this at all, which I think that's just because of the time of year. I'll probably use this more as the weather gets warm. This is a depotted shade from e.l.f. I've used that once. This is Makeup Geek Beach Please, which is a really, honestly, quite perfect crease shade. I've used that 6 times. Makeup Geek Bedrock only once. Makeup Geek Creased twice. NARS Ashes to Ashes, which this isn't a matte, this is like a satin shade, and I just kind of threw that in there, and I kind of forget that it's in there, so maybe I will eventually switch that out. But for now, I'm going to leave it in there. I will use that 1 time, and then this Morphe shade again, 12 times, and this shade is another e.l.f. shade, and I haven't used that at all. So I haven't really been pressuring myself to use these, I just have it out to use whenever I feel like it. That makes things very slow going when working on eyeshadow if I'm not intentionally using it every day. But I find that I get burned out if I try to do that with shadows. So far, you know, just having it out like this, these shades have gotten used more often than if I had just left them in my singles stash. So I guess so far it's working, just slowly to use these. I've been working on a Pixie eyeliner. I have the shade Matte Mulberry. This is what it looks like. It is a beautiful eyeliner. I am wearing it today. Oh wait, am I? No, I am, yes. And I was able to make a new mark on this one as well. So I'm actually quite happy with that change. It is a soft eyeliner, so I do have to sharpen it way more often than I would just a regular pencil, but that's okay. This is older in my stash, so I don't mind if it goes quickly. Even with it going quickly, it will still be in for several more months. There's still quite a bit of product left. And then lastly, I have a hand lotion. This one from L'Occitane. I used up this much in the past month. Again, it's a very thick hand lotion. If I was like putting this all over my whole body, I could use up the tube pretty quickly, but it's so thick I like to just use it on my hands. Okay, now let's talk about seasonal roll-ins and products to replace the items that I have finished. So to replace my Kosas concealer, I was gonna roll in my Glossier concealer, and now I don't know if I want to do that. I'm only down to a few concealers, and at this point I think I would rather just rotate through them on a daily basis and give them all equal usage. Maybe in a couple months I will feel compelled to roll in my Glossier and really focus on that, but for now I'm happy just rotating what I have. So I don't think I'm going to roll in a concealer at this point. To replace my lip balm, I'm going to roll in a brand new full lip mask. This is called the Jasmine Tea Overnight Lip Mask. I had to get this. It is jasmine tea scented, flavored. This is from the Avatar collection from ColourPop. And I might have tried it one time just to like see what it was like, but it's essentially brand new. It does smell kind of sweet. Ooh, very pleasant. I'm excited to work on this. And then to replace this gloss, I'm just gonna roll in, I think this is my last mini. Pretty sure it is. This is from Ilia, and I don't really think it's that fantastic. I kind of just want it out of my collection, but it's not bad enough to just, you know, throw away, whatever. But it's so small, it really shouldn't take long. This is the Balmy Gloss. This is the Tinted Lip Oil, and this is the shade Only You, and it's a very soft pink. It's actually a little softer than I would normally wear, and for that reason, oh, and in this lighting, it looks more bright, more corally than it is in real life. Just know it's a soft pink, and I think it will not take me very long. I think that this will be easy to use up in the spring. It's a good spring color, and I'll be happy to have this gone from my collection. And I'm happy, honestly, to work on something that shouldn't take me that long to finish. This last product, the one from Seraphine Botanicals, was taking forever. To replace the Makeup by Mario bronzer, I think I'm gonna roll in a powder bronzer from Flower Beauty. This is actually my oldest bronzer, and while I don't expect people to hit pan on this in 3 months, it's just not going to happen. I do think that this is a beautiful spring tone. So if you haven't seen this before, I mean, I've talked about it a lot on my channel, so if you've heard me talk about it too much, I'm sorry. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more. I think this is so beautiful and such a unique tone. So it is a baked bronzer, and it's one of those bronzers that it looks quite cool. And of course in this light, it doesn't. Oh, I'm sorry. Normally with the lighting I have, you can tell that it's more of a pinky bronzer. Very, very natural for light toned skin. And I'm interested to see how much progress I can make on this in the next 3 months. I have already made quite a dent in the dome on this just from natural use. I used it a lot last year, and I'm looking forward to using it for the next 3 months. For highlighter, I'm gonna roll in another Flower Beauty product. I didn't realize I did that. 2 Flower Beauty products. This is the Day Glow Highlighting Glaze. This is the shade Stunner. Oh, it's so beautiful. I cannot wait to use this. So it's just a very, very glowy, natural looking highlighter. I have a friend of mine who hit pan on hers, and I'm like, hey, I want to hit pan on mine too. Again, I don't know if I'll be able to do that in the next 3 months, but it will be a goal. I'm just thrilled to have this in the project. I think I will love working on this every day. And then for blush, I'm going to make a slight change here. Originally, my intention was to work on a powder and cream blush combo to work on as many of my blushes as possible. However, considering that my progress on the lipstick is going slower than I thought, I'm not going to roll in a cream blush at this time. I'm probably going to start using that as a cream blush to make the progress move along a little faster. So at this time, I'm just gonna roll in a powder blush. So I decided to roll in something very springy for the time of year and my oldest blush to boot. So this is from Neutrogena. This is the Healthy Skin Blush in the shade number 10, Rosy. It's a very pretty, soft, pinky peach blush. Very, very fitting for this time of year. And like I said, it is my oldest blush, so I'm ready to really get some use on this. What should I give for my goal? 30 seemed to be a bit high. In the past, I always gave myself a 10 use goal per month with blushes, and I never had a problem really reaching that. I think the reason why I had a hard time reaching it this last time is because I'm trying to do better about matching my makeup to my clothes. In the past, if a product was something that I was working on, I would just wear it even if it didn't necessarily go with my clothes. I'm trying to do better with that. So instead of giving myself 30 uses, let's shoot for 20 uses. I know I can do that in 3 months, and that way I won't feel so pressured to wear makeup that doesn't match my clothes. So that's the new goal for the powder blush I'm rolling in. Always so exciting to be rolling things in. I hope that your project pans are going along swimmingly. Make sure to let me know down in the comment section, how's your project pan going? Did you use up anything really juicy and exciting lately? Hit any really good pans? I still can't believe I have a big pan like that in my bronzer. It makes me so happy. I think my #1 goal for next month will be to finish off my Tower 28 foundation. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Sorry about the weird lighting situation. I know it's not ideal, but I appreciate you hanging in there with me, and I will see you again very soon in the next one. Bye, guys.